Today we are talking about the Dutch fighting style. That style which is one of the most effective for kickboxing in the world. But many people, beginners and intermediates, see it in high-level fighting and struggle to execute in the gym. Today I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to help you fix it so this style becomes effective for you. Man, I only have to start rattling off K1 champions for people to go, oh, those guys are all from Holland? Andy Sauer, Peter Arts, Albert Kraus, Nicky Holtzkin. Like, we got all these people who are such high-level fighters, and they're all coming from this one country with this very similar style. And we have to go, well, maybe we should try and employ this into our own fighting. And while this is very effective, many people struggle because there are some paramount things that if you miss them or you're a little bit shoddy on your skill set, the whole style collapses. That's what we're going to be touching on today, making this style strong so you understand how to utilize it and can really start building that skill set. And of course, if you're finding this video, this relatively short video, helpful at the end, head over and grab my Strike Ready courses, which are having the best sale of the year, where we can focus on strictly defense, and then a whole course on offense, and then movement, and then one on takedowns, and then a training course where you can follow along with 1 hour workouts. Man, this is just an awesome opportunity to grab this and save over $550. Holy smokes. Now, let me grab my gloves here. These lovely sparring gloves from XMartial. These guys always just deck me out with the best gear. So, the very first thing that many people struggle with, we're not going to focus on the offense yet. We're going to get through the defense. Because without the solid defense on the Dutch guard, you're just going to break down. I need to point out some very important elements. So number one, the hands returning to the head and what my position is from this guard. Now, in boxing, we call this the high guard. In kickboxing, it's just dubbed the Dutch guard because the Dutch fighters will just sort of keep their hands here. They won't worry about moving their head or picking off shots or lots of footwork. They just kind of stand here. You go, and then I go, and then you go, and then I go. And sometimes who has the better Dutch guard is the one who's going to win the fight. But many people struggle on the Dutch guard because, number one, they try to keep their hands below eye level so they can see more. Like, yeah, look how much I'm going to see. No. Get those hands up. But you can note as my hands go above the eyes, all of a sudden my body becomes quite open. So I'm going to pull those triceps in and curl my back a little bit. So now I go from this terrible guard to this strong guard. And once I'm resting in here, now when a shot comes and it's about to hit me, I can pull this hand. I squeeze it against my head. So if somebody tries to strip it off, no, it's not going anywhere. It's stuck there. If you take impact and somebody hits you and your whole arm kind of bounces, that is not a good position. Many people have this tight guard up, or they think it's good, and then their arms start getting battered off them. As you take the shots, you squeeze a hand, you squeeze the hand, you squeeze the hand tight to your head. And without that, your guard is dead. That Dutch guard will not work for you. So you sort that out. You get that little position of the body, you rest the arms tighter to your torso, and your hands come up. And now from here, you have solid defense, where you don't have to worry about all the fancy stuff. Moving my feet, moving my head, picking off shots. You just absorb, and then you throw back on them. The next way that many people struggle is still in this guard, but they go, okay, I'm going to do what Gabriel just said. Hands up. Everything else in position, but they don't realize which part of their hand or the glove should be connecting to the head, and they leave too wide a hole. So what we were talking about before, if people have their hands down here, they might go, yeah, look, I can see really well, but now I can't see well, so I'm going to open my hands up. But now when somebody throws a straight shot, you're just, boom, going to get hit, or you have to dramatically close every time. A good Dutch guard is not going to be the thumbs resting against the eyebrows or the forehead. It's going to be this section of the gloves which are connecting. This connects to my head. And now from here, the hole to close off if somebody throws a straight punch is very minimal. I just have to do that. And in addition, the striking surface on my head, if somebody hits me, is much larger. This whole section of the glove is resting against my forehead instead of this little tip of the thumb. And remember, impact is going to be spread out. If I throw a front kick and it's spread out through my foot, it doesn't hurt that much. When I hit with a small striking surface, it hurts more. Same thing here. If you're doing your Dutch guard and your hands are up like this and your thumbs are taking the impact against your head, you're not going to enjoy it. So you spread out that surface, that impact here against your head, and now you're going to feel so much more solid. Now that's more so for the upper body. You might be going, well, Gabriel, this is great. My Dutch guard is great. I feel so confident, but I'm getting chopped down. I'm getting chopped down because naturally when I go to this strong stance here, I'm not tapping anymore, right? This is more for the hands out. Once I get to here, I end up going sort of 50-50. So you start going, oh shoot, I can't check well. I'm getting kicked too much. Well, guess what? With the Dutch style, you will not see a lot of the high-level K1 champions worrying about checking. Why not? They've conditioned the heck out of this leg. Or alternatively, they're just creating a little space every now and then. They just slide that leg back. So it's just toes breezing against their leg or missing entirely. But at the end of a training session, if you have anybody around, have them just like 5 times. Kick your leg. Kick your leg, other side, 5 times. You start light. And in the first month, you might be going, ooh, ow, ooh, ow. Bit by bit, you're going to be going, okay, I can lean into it. I don't care. I don't care. And then bit by bit, that light power kick can start increasing in power where you're going, oh, I can take these. And if you've watched enough Dutch style fighters, you will note very often they take a kick to give a kick. And this is a big part of Dutch kickboxing. It's not me trying to move around and then pick my turn and then be gone. It's no, I come in, I hit hard, they hit hard back at me, I hit hard back at them, boom, and I finish. Or if they low kick me, I take the low kick, I blast back, and I hurt them more than they hurt me. So having a strong leg is very, very important. A very well-conditioned leg, a massive part of this fight style. Now here's somewhere else where people get confused about, oh, why is my Dutch style not working well? Well, they don't know what to do with their legs really. Maybe if they get really good at the boxing, they're stepping, they're like, yeah, look at me go. But then they try to employ like a Muay Thai kind of round kick. Maybe they'll be out here, they're like, okay, I'm gonna kick. So they switch, they get really high, they start letting their hands be a little bit more loose, they kind of come back to here. No, with the Dutch style, you wanna stay diligent on it. If you're more advanced, you can jump back and forth from fight styles. But when you're a beginner or an intermediate, you want to be like, okay, I'm doing the Dutch style, my hands are here. If I'm going to throw a kick, boom, right back to this position. I throw punches, right back to this position, right back to this position. Always returning to a good split stance, where sort of half your weight's on the front, half's on the back. You have your hands really tight. This is your home. This is where you want to be sitting. Don't let yourself throw your combo and then exit and kind of be like, okay, now I'm gonna do this for a moment, or now I'm gonna do this. No, lock in on your one style and be diligent to it. You finish your kick, you're right back down. You finish your punches and your kick, you're right back. When you do that, you're not gonna struggle as much. Now, because this style is a little bit more basic than fancier ones where we're throwing spinning techniques and we're engaging in elbows and knees and all this stuff. This is fundamentally much easier, less to think about. But because of that, it's very important that we switch our attack areas as much as we can. And many people will stick with that basic Dutch foundation of, yes, I'm gonna throw my punches and I'm gonna finish with the kick. But if I'm throwing all my punches at one level and then finishing with a kick, I'm missing out on a massive part of Dutch kickboxing, which is incorporating the body as well as the head. I'm switching levels constantly so that I'm making this person very, very uncomfortable with the attacks that are coming, as opposed to all at one level, which is just far too simple when we're executing the same style combo over and over. And bear in mind, Dutch kickboxing is very often a 1 to 2 or 3 punch combo, and whatever hand I finish with, I execute a kick off the opposite side. If I'm over here, boom, 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 kick off the opposite side. It's always gonna be this sort of style. So when we incorporate the torso, we're gonna have so much more success. Many people don't like punching to the body because they feel it opens me up, but really this high, tight guard is gonna be, again, fundamental, paramount in exposing the body and landing. As opposed to me here, I'm kind of like, okay, when I go to throw, my hand's down too low, my head's open, you're going like boom, boom. You're as tight as can be so that when you come to there, there's less chance of anything landing on you. Now, the Dutch style is dead without counters, in my opinion. You're gonna get smoked. If your game plan is just to stand here, take shots and not throw back, and then hope you get an opportunity to throw and not get countered, right? You have to have great counters. The ability to be here and be like, okay, I threw a couple shots, I exit, they jump on me, I block, I come back with my own techniques. You have to have that down. You cannot be reliant on somebody else to play your game to give you the timing you want. And that's why having the ability to block a shot and then hit right back is so very important. If you don't have somebody to drill with, just very simply imagine, okay, a punch is coming here and I tighten. And then as soon as I tighten, I hit back, or I tighten and I hit back off the same arm. And you make this a part of your fight style. They throw a straight punch. You block, boom, and then low kick, boom, boom. Something like that. Or you block, you throw back, and you low kick. Counters, so important, but so underutilized by beginners and intermediates when they're trying to employ this fight style. The last element that many people miss about Dutch kickboxing is it is exhausting. This is not a style where you're going to be going, oh, okay, I get a couple shots off, boom, and then I get a break. I'm going to be moving around. Oh, yeah. No, no, no. This is a tiring style because you are in very often that firing range and you are throwing shots and then you're taking shots and then you're throwing shots and you're putting pressure on them. Oh. Make that your fight style. High tempo. Push, push, push. If you have terrible cardio, you've not worked on improving the ability to breathe when you're fatigued and slow the heart rate, you're gonna struggle on this so much. You need to settle in front of the bag and just be like, I'm throwing, and I'm throwing, and I'm throwing, and just keep going. These nice Dutch style combos, just until you start going, and then you do it again. If you cannot keep that pace, you need to switch your fight style. Get to something that's a little bit bouncier. Maybe it's sort of like a Russian style boxing where you're in and out and you're hitting and then you're exiting. It's not as tiring as this exhausting style. You might think like lots of movement seems more tiring. It's not. You can be so relaxed out here. I could do this for an hour. Legitimately, I could just bounce around, float around for an hour. Tell me to do this Dutch style, right in here, throwing nonstop, hard, being very, very focused on defense. 3 minutes, 1 3-minute round, I'm going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So sharpen up that cardio if this is the style that you want. Put in the work, whether it be out on the road or in the gym where you're just doing really high volume bag rounds. This will help you so much and then allow you to really utilize this style in the way it was meant to be used. That's all, everybody. I'll see you back on the channel soon.